Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from Mason Works Marketing here on Conscious Business Zone with my new friend, Melisa Caprio. Hi,
Hi, how are
Caprio.
you? Yeah, it's
Good,
Caprio. It's okay.
Caprio.
It's okay. It's Caprio.
Yeah, and I speak Italian. How did I flub that up? That is one of the only hard things about being a interviewer is not flubbing up people's names.
I know. I believe me. I know. I know. With my radio show, I have a minute before we go on, so I'm always like, "How do you pronounce your name? I want to make sure I do it right." Yeah, I
And then
know.
you have to try to remember what they said. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly. Especially when you talk to so many different guests, like you do, Kathy. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yes. Well, Melissa does something really, really cool, and I want to share it with all of you because, of course, she has combined her incredible talent as an artist with a passion for teaching people how to manifest. And so, how did you? So, her I'm going to show on the screen. It's called Postcards to the Universe, which is just brilliant because I have
Thank you.
poster notes everywhere to the
Thank
universe. So, how did you decide to do this?
It's like a super long story, and
Okay.
I talk about it in my book, Postcards to the Universe. But to give you the short version, so I had a period of my life, like a major life change. I was a photographer. I am a photographer, and I was working photographing therapy with dolphins and handicapped kids.
Wow.
And yeah, I was living in the Keys, and while I was doing it, I worked there for a long time. I was married at the time, and so in a really brief period of time, literally probably in a month, everything changed. The job was ending, the relationship was falling apart and crumbling, and I was moving. So you can imagine the stress, right? So when I moved back to I live in Fort Lauderdale. In Fort Lauderdale,
Oh,
I was, what am I going to do now? Like, what am I going to do? And I was asking all the questions of why is this happening to me? Why, this was a job that I just loved. Why is this ending? And then, of course, a relationship. Why is that happening? So as I started asking those questions, the universe answers you, right? And books started coming my way, and spiritual teachers started showing up, and I learned about manifesting in the law of attraction and how we're always doing that. Usually we're manifesting what we don't want, right? Not what we do want. So I took a course and I learned a lot about it, and it just super intrigued me. And I was trying to think, well, how did I co-create that reality that happened, as painful as it was?
yeah.
And then what started, I've always had this thing with handwriting, people writing letters. Like, it's just a thing that I love, maybe because I have terrible handwriting. I'm the worst. I'm a lefty and I don't have good handwriting. And I fall in love with people's letters, handwritten letters. So I would photograph them as like kind of a side art project. And literally one night as I was falling asleep, and I talk about this in the book, I heard very loud, postcards to the universe. And I didn't know what it meant. I was in that space, that space like right before you fall asleep. And I didn't know what it meant, but it felt really super important. So I got up that night and I bought the domain name on GoDaddy. It was available, and didn't do anything with it for a year. Didn't do anything. I just knew it was important. And then I started meeting people that helped me kind of cultivate what I wanted to do. And that's basically how it started. Yeah.
It's
And everything's
so
grown from
cool.
there. Yeah.
It's so cool. Well, it's such a great idea. So,
Thank you.
so, did you know about Post Secret?
I did not. Interestingly enough, I did not. And I reached out to Frank Warren, but I never heard back. Yeah, I did reach out to him. A friend of mine who we became really good friends. She happens to make the most beautiful postcards, and I think when you show one, you're going to be showing one of hers. And she makes them constantly, and all these wonderful things happen for her. But she introduced me. She's like, "Have you heard about this?" And I said, "No, I haven't." And then I looked him up, and I was like, "Oh, I love it! I love it." You know,
Well, well,
he posts
he
some, the secrets, some of them are pretty dark. Mine are more about co-creating consciously, looking for the good things that we want. Yeah. Yeah.
well, the thing that I loved about Post Secret that I thought was really interesting is I worked for 4 years with a client who's a dear friend
Mm-hmm.
who actually loved Post Secret because she had lost her sister to leukemia when she was
Mm-hmm.
young, like 25 years ago. And she had to do all these processes to go through the grief. And so she found Post Secret, and I'm sure she sent postcards. And then I just asked my daughter not too long ago. My daughter, I they may not be in a book, but my daughter sent a postcard.
Mm.
So I mean, a lot of people got help, and the way he got started, for the people that don't know what we're talking about, it's
Mm-hmm.
called Post Secret. This
Mm-hmm.
gentleman decided that um, he wanted to know people's secrets. And so
Mm-hmm.
he printed up and stamped a whole bunch of postcards and put them like in the library, in
Yeah.
bookstores, and all over the place. And all of a sudden, got an avalanche of people
Mm-hmm.
participating. And so it was anonymous, so okay, so I just filled out the form on your site,
Mm-hmm.
postcardstotheuniverse.com. Your site is not anonymous.
Mm-mm.
So how does your thing work? His is to release your
Right.
secret to the universe. Yours
Right.
is to manifest
Right.
the cool stuff you want. Um,
Exactly.
okay, so how does yours work?
So, yeah, it can be anonymous though, just FYI, because
Okay.
the address is on the website where you can send them. And I have gotten some
Oh,
that I have no idea who the person is. They don't put their
oh,
name. Before the pandemic, I was doing more workshops where people would come. We would obviously gather. We're not doing that right now, where I would teach people how to make a manifesting postcard. And
oh,
I always
great.
tell people that I believe this is my personal perspective. It's only my personal perspective. But when you put your name on something and you're claiming it empowers that energy, right? Like if
Uh-huh.
you say, I want a new home or a new job or a new relationship, you want to say who you are. You want to claim it as it's yours because it already is yours. It just hasn't manifested with you physically yet.
Right.
So, I try to emphasize that. And most people are comfortable doing that, which is claiming what it is they want. And what I like about, I tell people who are home making a postcard and can send it, like, to set up a creative space, you want to set up and set your intention. And it's almost like being a kid when we used to create art and color. We would get so into it, and it didn't matter what it looked like. It was just about your energy, because that's really what you're doing. And then you're sending them to postcards because you're releasing it to the universe. And you have to just take a step back and have faith that your manifestation will show up. And when it does, reach out to me, let me know, and I can share your story. I can share your story on my blog or on my radio show, or in the book. I have 30 stories, mine included, of
Wonderful.
people who created a postcard and their story came true for them.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get your book and read it before this, but I didn't get there, but I
Well,
will. I'll
after,
get it.
Kathy, send me your address and I will mail you a
Oh,
signed
thank you.
copy. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
yeah.
Well, because usually I try to read stuff before I
Yeah,
interview
I
everybody.
know. It's difficult. I know it was kind of quick that we decided to do this too. So,
Yeah. So tell me about okay, so I have post-it notes everywhere.
mhm.
And then I have this thing on my refrigerator that I have. Are you okay for your postcard? Can you do more than one intention
Oh
on it?
God, yes. That's
Okay.
what some of my they become my friends. They'll send a postcard for everything: a relationship, moving houses, a new job, where they want to go on vacation. And so and when I get them, I'm just like beyond thrilled. And each week I take a postcard and I photograph it and I use it as the affirmation for the week, a Magic Monday message, which I
Oh.
always post on Mondays. Yeah, because that taps into I intuitively take the postcard in and I photograph it. Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wonderful. So you can use your skill as a photographer with
Yeah.
all of this. Great. Well, I taught a class last Wednesday with Tamara Oviatt.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I know
and
Tamara. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And she started this new mastermind that's Live Your Best Life. And so I taught a class on doing a vision board. And
Mm-hmm.
so basically what you're saying is these are like mini vision boards.
Yes. Yes, that's a good way. That's what I tell people for who they're like, I don't understand. It's a mini vision board. And I tell everyone, try to focus on one affirmation intention per postcard because they're smaller. I mean, I have people that send them to me on 8.5 by 11, big, big size. That's how they have a lot of stuff they want to put on it. And that's fine too. But just to focus on one thing at a time. And I tell everyone, take a picture of it. You can print the photo out. You can put it on your bathroom mirror. You can put it on your refrigerator, or put it as your screensaver on your phone. And it just keeps seeping into your subconscious. And then what starts to happen is you start to look for things, and you don't even realize you're doing it. You start to look for things that help you manifest that goal, that
I
thing that
love
you
it.
want.
I
Mm-hmm.
love I love it. And so it doesn't it doesn't have to be exactly in your space. Like right now I've got stuff which is a little cluttery kind of.
Yeah.
So one of the things is on my refrigerator and every time I open it I'm seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
But is it do you feel that just once you put the intention metaphysically, once you put the intention in the document, it's there.
Yes.
It's there. Okay. And then, so are there any practices that you suggest besides having it just in your field?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I do. So I also, I mean, I teach, I have a course, it's downloadable on my website about a 30-day visual manifesting gratitude course and about how using gratitude to manifest quickly. So, yeah, because I'm a photographer, I use my phone, my camera phone, as a visual journal for a gratitude journal. So I teach a whole course about how to do that, but people can do it on their own. So let's give an example. Let's say you want a new home. You want to move into a new home. So what you would do is you would start looking for things that would maybe go drive in the neighborhood you like and take pictures of homes, and then you say, I'm so grateful for this home, or imagine, maybe find pictures of furniture that you would put in your home. And so you save that as part of your intention because you're that's what you want, right? That's what you want to bring into your life. And I talk about this in my in this book, and I'm working on a second book, and I really emphasize this on my next book, about doing, and this is not my idea, so it was Louise Hay that I learned this from, the mirror work. Saying things to yourself in your mirror and doing that
Yes.
every morning. I have
Yes.
noticed that has so shifted so many things for me. And it was not easy to do in the beginning. It's not, because we criticize ourselves as soon as we look at ourselves, right? The first thing we notice is all our flaws, So if you're saying it to yourself, what you have, like I have my beautiful new home, as you're looking at yourself in the eyes, is very powerful. So I recommend doing that too. Mm-hmm.
That's great. Yeah, I think gratitude is so perfect.
Oh, gratitude is so important.
Well, the thing when I did that vision board class, I found that there's even online places to do vision boards, and
Mm-hmm.
there's apps that you can have on your
Sure.
phone. So I mean, the idea of this is just amazing. But the postcard, let's go back to the postcard, because are you just taking a piece of paper and calling it a postcard, or are you actually buying a postcard or getting one of those pre-printed things?
Anything you
Oh,
want. See, that's the cool thing is like, think about it any way you want. So, I had one artist, she did it on blocks of wood. That's how she said,
oh,
yeah, small blocks of wood and painted on them, right? I have some people that take greeting cards. You know how you have a whole bunch of old greeting cards and you just print out some images or paint over it and use that as a postcard.
oh,
You
that's
can use
cool.
regular paper, you can use postcard. I have some people who have done it digitally where they'll create something like on Canva, with the things
Yeah.
they want and print that out and then they can send me that. So there's no rules. It's as creative as you want to be. The most important thing is, and then, some people say, oh, I'm not creative. You don't have to be creative. You can just look for pictures in a magazine, cut them out and write an affirmation and send that. It's whatever works for you. And that is your own. We're all creative. We really are. It's really about tapping into the energy of the manifesting. That's the goal of the postcard, and then releasing it. Right. And
So
knowing that the universe probably has something better in mind than you could even imagine.
that's
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, that's the key to all of this, is that once you know you're worthy of anything you can dream of, and that the
Mm-hmm.
universe is co-creating with you,
Yes, that's
then
what you're
it's
doing.
exactly. It's so cool. Okay, so when people send this stuff to you,
Mm-hmm.
you've got a really cool radio show, which I'm jealous you got Don Miguel Ruiz on.
Thank you.
We'll
Yeah,
talk.
I manifested it. See, that's manifesting
Well,
because I
I
said when I had this radio show, I want to have spiritual teachers who really influence me as my guests, and I put that intention out there, and
perfect.
yeah, and I manifested it. So.
Well, the thing that I love about all of this is that you don't have you've combined art with life and
Mhm.
joy. It's joyful, the
Mhm.
whole thing, and that's what I really want the audience, and hello everybody. I want the audience to know that this practice, even
Mhm.
if you think you're in fantasy land and
Mhm.
you're just making stuff up, it
Right.
doesn't matter. The universe wants to co-create with you. And I really think that their veils that were up before are gone now. So
Mhm.
if it's pure of heart and it's really for the best of all, for the highest good of all, there's no reason why you can't have the perfect
Exactly.
everything in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think about how many small things that this is where we get messed up is because we become attached to what we want, right? So think about how many small things you'll say, "Oh, I would really like to have, a chai latte coffee or something. Like I haven't had one in a while." And then all of a sudden you'll be somewhere where you have one, right? And it's because you're not really attached to it, or you'll think of a song and it'll all of a sudden you'll hear it, a song you haven't heard in 20 years or a movie you hadn't seen because we have no attachment. So that's how quick it shows up. I have a friend who we did an exercise because I was teaching a course and we did an exercise and I said, pick something so random. And she picked a ladybug, and literally within 20 minutes she was cleaning her art studio and she found a pin of a ladybug in 20 minutes. She's like, you no, in 20 minutes. Like it's so incredible, the way that it works. So what we're learning to do is we're learning to do it for the big things, the life things, our health, our love life, our money, our finances, our career, our relationships. That's where we want to manifest those
Exactly.
joyful things. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And as you said before, gratitude is the key to all of this, because
Right.
gratitude, and then I've been told, and I believe that gratitude is at one level, which is still really high, but the higher level is appreciation. So then,
Mm-hmm.
because appreciation, just like in math,
Yes.
it
Yes.
it grows. So that's okay.
Yeah, you have to be appreciative of what you already have and what's already in your life so that you can get more of that. It's like tapping into that feeling. And Abraham Hicks talks about that all the
Yes.
time. And there's
Yeah.
so many videos about what that really means on YouTube that you can see about what Abraham says about that. But that's really what it is. So for me, I found a way to do it through creativity because that's how I do it. Because
Right.
I
Right.
already have that, I'm an artist. So
Okay. So what do you do when people send you these either digital files or physical files? What do
when
you
they
do
send me
with
their
them?
postcards.
Yeah.
So I will, I have like a couple of like baskets and I have actually postcards everywhere, which is really funny. I have them in files. So I take the postcard and I'll sit with it for a little bit. When the person will reach back out to me and say, "You're never going to believe it," it's always like, "You're never going to believe it." And I just laugh because, of course, that's the whole point. Then I make sure that I'll share the postcard and we'll talk about it with their permission, of course. Everybody's in my book. I have their permission. So I'll just photograph it. I will set it up. What I used to do is I used to take them out more and I would photograph more. But since the pandemic, actually, it kind of changed the way that I photograph the postcards. And I'm really loving it because I'm getting super creative. I'm setting up a whole scene. I have an idea in my head what I want to include. And for those of you who want to know what I'm talking about, if you go to any of my social media, anything Postcards Universe, if you look at my Magic Monday messages, you'll see they're on my website too. You'll see how I'm setting up the postcards and the affirmation. And this past week's was a beautiful card, and the affirmation was the gift of betrayal. So it's like there's a gift, there's a gift in the betrayal. So that was the focus of this week's. And I talk about each postcard on my radio show. I start off before I bring out my guest. I talk about the affirmation and what that means. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, do you ask when you have your guests on, since the name of the show is Postcards to the Universe? Do
With
you
Melissa.
ask?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Melissa Capri.
Caprio.
Caprio.
Like Leonardo
Caprio.
DiCaprio.
Oh
Just think of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Michael Mino. Michael Mino. Sorry.
That's
Okay.
okay.
Not enough tea, not enough chai yet. Well, when you talk with people, do you ask them about their wishes? Is that part of the conversation? I didn't get
About
to.
you mean like what their manifestation is,
Right.
what they
Yeah.
want? I used to do that all the time. And now that I'm getting people that are authors that are a little bit bigger name, we're talking more about their books and their work, which is their manifestation come to fruition. So
Right.
yeah, I do sometimes still ask, are you working on anything? What are you manifesting? What are you working on manifesting? But yeah, usually I'm talking with them about their work, which is what they're working on manifesting. Yeah.
That's cool. And you're making everything real. That's what I really love about all of this. I
Thank you.
interviewed a gentleman named Andrew Kaplan a couple weeks ago who wrote the book, The Last Law of Attraction Book You'll Ever Need. and his stuff, it's really
Good
good.
title.
It's a great title. And he's claiming it. And
Mm-hmm.
actually he does a great job. He does a bunch of email follow-ups and
Mm-hmm.
everything. But anyway, he focuses totally on gratitude. And it's so interesting. Then I got to be on a show, a law of attraction show on
Mm-hmm.
here on Facebook. And it was interesting. I mean, some people mention Esther Hicks and some people
Mm-hmm.
don't. Were you inspired by Abraham, the work of Abraham, or were there
I
others?
I was inspired by the work of Abraham, but truthfully, that was more after I started with the
Oh,
manifesting and the law of attraction. Yeah, I knew about Abraham, but who really inspired me was, like I mentioned, Louise Hay.
right.
I'm a big Hay House fan, and Louise, I just adore her. And Wayne Dyer's work, he really, really, I would listen to Wayne a lot. And I
Yeah.
actually got to do a writer's conference with him before, the 2 years before he died, which was really cool. And I have his signature, and that's on my refrigerator. And that's in my book, actually. I have his signature. So, because he was a huge influence, Don Miguel Ruiz. So as they were all, I was being introduced to more and more people. And so Abraham was one of them. But I had already started the journey before I really knew Abraham Hicks's work. Yeah.
Well, so as an artist, you are really tapped into your intuition. Is there a way that you suggest for people that are starting out with this work, or want to start with you and work with you to create postcards and maybe take your course, but they don't feel like they're open, their intuition isn't? Do you have a suggestion for them?
Well, yeah. So what I tell everyone to do is, first of all, let go of the idea of what it's supposed to look like and create the space to make a postcard. So shut your phone off, shut off the television, put on music, light some candles, sage yourself, get all your fun stuff. Think of it as like when you were a kid and you were creating art, you were coloring in your book, or you were sketching, or whatever you were doing. And you're going to sit in that space for a while. You're going to ground yourself, and you're going to really tap into the energy, and you're going to think about what it is that you want. And you're going to imagine yourself having that. And what usually happens is people get really into it once they get into it. You know, like at first they'll be resistant, but once they get into it, they really get into it, and they'll say, oh, I haven't done that in so long. That was really, really nice. The biggest challenges for people, especially if they fall in love with their postcard, is releasing it, sending it. Do I have to send it? Yes, you have to send it.
And so talk about that
I always tell people that. And then the manifesting through gratitude course, it's a visual journey, is a 30-day practice, and it's downloadable. It's a PDF. It's 44 pages, and you do that on your own time. And I have everything laid out for somebody. So they can purchase the course, and they can do it whenever they want. And I teach them, week by week, what to do, what to focus on, and how to use their creativity, how to use their camera phone, how to, and all these like tips and exercises and fun things to do in the course. And you can do it at on your own pace.
I love that. And I love the idea that it's an empowerment tool, really, because this whole time period, you can really see the people that are flourishing and then the people that are feeling victimized by everything. So it's really cool when you take your creativity at hand. And I do have some people here. Karen is here. She does a lot of artwork. Dina's here. Debbie's here. Michael's here. Tom's here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah. If you have questions, please fire away. Otherwise, I get to ask all of the questions. Which is okay.
And if anybody's interested in making a postcard and you need help, just email me. You can find if you go to my website, postcardstotheuniverse.com, there's a little at the bottom email. You can email me and I'll get back to you, and help you, because people email me all the time and I help them create a postcard. And
okay, well, let me put this up here too. I wanted people to see so they have some idea, and I'm going to get off so that you'll be bigger with it. Okay. And so you won't be able to hear me. I'll come back on, but
I won't be able to hear you, or I won't be able to see you.
You won't be able to see or hear me for just a few minutes or a minute. Okay.
So I'll just describe. So these are two different versions of postcards, right? So the one at the top, Angel with an Edge, she has a movement, Angel with an Edge, and she was just starting out when she created that postcard, and so many things have come into her life after she created that postcard. And the one below it is a postcard that's front and back. So what I did on that one is not the way that I photographed it, but that just gives you a good representation of what the postcard looks like. So that I scanned it and I put them together just so for people to have an idea. And if you can see the top one I did photograph. That was obviously Christmas time. I put it in a little book Christmas tree that I made. And it just shows you like different versions of what you can do. I have so many versions of postcards that people send, and it's really individual and it's really being creative. So if you guys want to make one, I would love it. I love getting them, and you can see them. You can see, like I said, I have in my book, which is right here.
Let me hide.
I have 30 stories, including mine, with all my photos that just show you, you know, what people have created, and then their story. So here's the one that you kind of showed, the one in the tree.
Elizabeth.
So you see that? Yeah. So you see, now this is her whole story is right after.
Perfect. Oh, perfect.
So that's how it's laid out in the book.
So do at first, did most of the postcards come from artists, or was it everybody?
No, not really. A lot of them are from, I mean, I believe that we're all an artist inside. We just got to tap into it. But a lot of them came from people who they don't really practice doing their art. It's just they'll get magazines, or they'll go on, you know, images, Google Images, and they'll print out, you know, things that attract them about what it is they want. So for example, I had one person create a postcard about a romantic honeymoon that she wanted to go on with her fiance, and they were all pictures of the South Pacific, of all the places that she wanted to go, you know, that she found on a magazine and she wrote, and they ended up going, which is really, really cool. Yeah, they got a special deal or something on it, because part of the reason that she wanted it was she wanted to manifest doing it is because it was out of their price range of what they could do, and she wanted it so bad, so she created a whole postcard around it, and they ended up going, and they got like a crazy deal or something. Yeah, so that's how it happens.
That's so cool. So you are an artist during the day? I mean, is this a full-time job for you? Oh, cool.
Yeah, pretty much now it's a full-time job. Between the radio show, I don't blog as much as I should, you know, so, but I do blog. Between the radio show, creating the postcards every week, working on another book. Yeah, it's pretty much a full-time gig now for me. For me, yeah. Cool. I do some other things. My family, we have a foundation, so I work for the foundation also. Yeah, I have a sister who's developmentally disabled, and my mom, we opened a group home for the girls. Yeah, wonderful. So I do a lot of the administrative work for that because I'm good. I'm real organized. I'm like so one of those artists that's not messy. I'm an organized artist. So you don't have to be messy. And so, yeah, I do that also. So, I'm not doing as much commercial photography because of the pandemic, but I was doing that before that.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully that'll open back up. But the reason I jumped on this was as I mentioned, one of my clients and dear friends, Brett Petway, loved Post Secret. And so she had a site called Draw a Prayer. And so
I like that. That's a good one. Draw a prayer. That's very cool.
Yeah, and she's really inspiring. She really uplifts and helps other people. And so we tried doing the Post Secret thing. We printed out a whole bunch of postcards that had images on them and gave them to kids in churches and I don't think it was mostly Sunday schools. But she did her book as well called Draw a Prayer. And so that's where when I saw what you were doing, it was like, oh, you figured it out. We didn't quite figure it out. We tried.
It's not easy. You know, people are very resistant. The cool thing with Post Secret is you can write something on a magazine cup, you know, and just write it really quick and take a picture of it and submit it. It's very simple. You don't need to invest a lot of time, and people like that. It's like an offload. I am asking people to invest more time. I am asking people to take the time for themselves, right? Like you want something, you know, you got to put in the time for it. And giving yourself a half an hour to create is not really asking that much,
Right.
but people are resistant to it. So yeah, I mean, I'm not getting the thousands of postcards a week like Post Secret is, where they just offload quickly and and they want to get rid of it, you
No,
know?
but yours is uplifting, and that is really,
Yes.
that's releasing shame. I
That's
mean, that,
releasing a lot of trauma. And I love the project. It's wonderful. But yeah, mine isn't about that. Mine is about, you know, after you release that and you do the inner work and you're doing some healing, then you come over here and we create a manifesting postcard, right? Yeah.
So how are you seeing things change right now, this past year? I don't even want to say what happened, but how
Yeah.
are you seeing people's wishes that are any different? Are there, because
Yeah.
we really had time last March. We
Mm-hmm.
had time to really sit with ourselves, and
Mm-hmm.
some people had the fear of death. You know, I mean, we had come to Jesus time,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's not normal. They're saying the new normal, but
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
So
No.
are you seeing different experiences come through?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people who were already on that do similar work like you and I do, and you know, really shifting maybe their work. Their stuff is shifting. They're going deeper into themselves. Interestingly enough, we've all been home a lot, right? And for me, I've noticed a lot of my spiritual friends have gone more quiet. You would think like we would be talking more and stuff, but a lot of people have gone internal and they're really doing some deep healing work. I've seen some people who have totally gone on the doom and gloom. It's the end of this. It's the end of the world. It's,
Yeah,
oh my God. And
yeah.
I have to kind of distance myself from that because you know, I don't want to get sucked into. It's very easy, to, you know, to get sucked into the negativity, and we're wired for that, for protection. So consciously being positive, it takes a lot of work, and it's something that I practice on a regular basis. And it takes a lot of practice, and I'm not always that way. You know, I have my bad days, but I really draw strong boundaries now with people who I'm not here for people to complain to, because if that's the space that you want to be in, then you're going to get more of that, and that's not what I'm
Right,
about. Yeah.
right.
So
Well, you have proven without a shadow of a doubt that we're instant manifestors if we want to be. So
yes,
we don't want to be around people that are instantly manifesting
right,
negative. But
exactly.
if you do a lot of gratitude work, I don't even think you can go to that, do you? I mean, if you wake up, you go to sleep at night and you're grateful, you think of all the people you're grateful for,
Mm-hmm.
all the things that happened during the day, and then that you wake up in the morning doing the same thing with maybe the same people or others, you can't
Right.
really go, I don't think, can you?
No, I don't think that you really do unless you get hit with something, you know, like a trauma, like an illness or a loss in your family or something, then of course. But yes, I think just from the day-to-day stuff, I agree with you. I think that you notice those things don't even come into your your space anymore. Like for example, um when I, you know, especially when we were going through the election and everything and all that stuff, I stopped, I didn't unfriend, but I stopped following a lot of people that were talking about negative stuff. So it stopped showing up on my feeds, right? And that's what I continue to do. And I don't watch the news. Anything I need to know, I'm always informed.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it. And what I noticed is and I created a group on Facebook last year with the pandemic called Postcards of Love. So all we post is inspirational stuff. That's it. It's great pictures. I mean, I'm attracted to photographs anyway. Funny animal stories, spiritual stuff, art, anything uplifting. So you know what shows up on my Facebook feed all the time? More of those stories, because that's where my energy is.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And like attracts like. That's
and like attracts like.
Yeah. Well, we don't realize that everything we say and do is a spell. It really is. Okay, so but I have to ask you, okay, so the act of me sending my postcard to you, even if it's digitally, do you consider yourself like the manifester? I mean, I don't know.
I think I'm helping the people who send me their postcard co-create. I just help it.
Okay, so you help it land.
I help it land. I like that. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I help it land. So I am infusing my magic is my favorite word, by the way. I'm infusing my magic into your postcard when I'm photographing it.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
To help it manifest. But it's all on you. It's not my manifestation. It's yours. So yeah.
Well, the reason why I ask is that I do marketing plans. I do strategic marketing plans. And I actually, I have this weird skill that I can see people's soul timelines. And
you can see, wait, say that again. You can see people's what? Soul what?
Their soul timelines.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
So what happens is if I'm doing a plan, we'll hook up to the Akashic records, and I use Saint Germain, and then they show me a movie of this person. So it's like they're here and they want to be there, and then and a lot of times people cry when the stuff comes through. They go, oh, because their soul is just using me as a channel to tell them stuff they've been trying to tell them all along. So it's just
a gift. That's a gift.
But I'm actually given energy to help them land those things. There's Brett. Hi, Brett. Brett, you got to listen to this. Okay, so anyway, so that's what when you said that they had to send you the postcard, it was like, yeah, that's like, so the energy that I get, it's this huge bubble, like one of those soap bubbles that has rainbows in it. And for a while there, if people didn't do it as quickly as I thought they should, I had to figure out a way to store it so it would go little by little out, because if people are ready to rock and roll, it just infuses the manifestation. And the intent in it.
Right.
So I wondered if you're doing that too, because
I think the way you described it is actually helpful to me, because I never really thought of it in words. I kind of just do it. I like when I'm creating a postcard, I have these backdrops that I lay down on the floor, and I choose the one, and I have so many things around my home that I just love, that I bring with into the photograph. So I guess I am doing that in my artistic way without having the words that you have. So that's cool.
Well, I didn't have words until I did. I mean, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I'm just using, I'm kind of out of the way. So a lot of times I don't even know what I said, because it's your essence coming through. But there is physical energy that's given to your manifestation. And usually it's that and that's what you're doing too. You're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. So cool. And as a photographer, I want everything to be aesthetically beautiful. So I am making your postcard as beautiful as it could possibly be, because that's my gift, I guess. I'm a photographer, and when I photograph things, I see the beauty in a lot of the mundane, and I actually love taking pictures of the postcards are my favorite thing. Nothing against all the people that I photographed. I love you guys. You're beautiful. But doing the postcards, it feels like it kind of out of body. It kind of feels like I'm connected to spirit in a different way than when I'm doing a portrait of somebody,
Right, right,
Mm-hmm.
right. Well, it's probably a higher dimensional
Yeah,
work.
that's what it is. And I can feel it. I get all excited and and how do I want it to look? And like I said, for those of you who really want to see what I'm talking about, if you look at my Magic Monday messages on my website or on social media, you'll see the postcards. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So I want everyone to make sure that we've got to wrap up pretty soon. So I want to make sure everyone knows where to go to learn more about all of this and maybe get her course and maybe be in her next book.
Yeah,
Melissa,
exactly.
Melissa, the best place to find you is postcards2theuniverse.com or on Facebook. I found you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or your radio show on OM Times. Right? Anything else that you want to leave us with, or you want to
the best way, because Postcards to the Universe connects you all everywhere. So if you're on Instagram, you can find me there. If you're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the now I just started taking my radio show and making it a podcast. When I make it a podcast, I just started uploading it on YouTube. I just started, so that's another place that you can find me. My radio show is on Wednesdays at 4. It's live on Om Times Radio. It's 4:00 Eastern time, I should say. And if you're after the show records live, last week I had Don Miguel Ruiz on, which was incredible. Yeah. So I have that on my website. You can listen to that there, or you can go to Om Times and you can listen to the archives there. And you can email me. I'm like so easy to find, and I always respond. Yeah, I always respond. Maybe not right away, but I do respond.
Well, and thank you so much, Melissa. This is so cool, and I really hope that people have fun with this and actually participate and do this. I know that several of the people on here are very artistic, and I hope if you listen to this to the replay that you'll share this, because this is the kind of stuff that we can be doing to help ourselves, to uplift ourselves and our families. That is fun. It really and doesn't take long. And this is not that you have to meditate for an hour.
Right. No, it's fun. It's play. It's play. That's what we're doing. We're creatively playing. That's why kids are super manifestors. I mean, little kids, they manifest right away because they don't know, whatever's in their imagination and they want it, they say it, they speak it, they live it, they play, and then it shows up for them.
Well, thank you so much. And I appreciate so much what you're doing, and keep up the good work. And I think we're going to co-create something eventually.
Yeah. And Kathy, send me a postcard.
Okay. Well, I filled out my little thing.
But make a postcard.
I will.
Do a sit down, make your postcard.
Brett, we need to do this together. This would be so much fun. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank everyone
so much
and
for asking me to be on your show, Kathy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks. Bye. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.